Alright guys, what's up and welcome back to Garry's Mods. Today we'll be taking a look at the Freak Fortress 2 Nextbots. And yes, it's another weird NPC pack. Okay, now technically they're Nextbots, but the point is that it's a weird pack of Nextbots slash NPCs. You've seen Crack Life, you've seen the failed experiments, we've seen the Uboa, is that what it's called? We've seen a lot of weird packs, and we're going to be taking a look at the overview right now, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, this is the Freak Fortress 2 Nextbots pack. So we can already see that there's quite a few interesting characters here. Now, the reason why I have to constantly keep moving is because, well, I was not able to successfully freeze them because they're Nextbots, and Nextbots tend to not freeze for some reason. Also, I can't find a way to remove the sounds. They each have their own soundtrack and sound effects. So I probably won't be able to play music over this, but I'll do my best. Anyway, this is what they look like. It's a very weird mix of NPCs slash Nextbots. So let's go ahead and take a good closer look at what these guys are capable of. First up, we have Corrupted Barney. So let's get a good look at this guy. That's Barney. And he plays this really creepy song. And he has a chainsaw for a hand. That does one-shot you, so... Okay, good, he's stuck. This works out. It's the only way I can get him to stop walking. So I don't know if he has it for a hand or if he's just walking with it and grabbing it. But it definitely looks very odd. I've never really seen Barney in this way. It's almost kind of eerie. But you do get this song that plays. Hopefully it's not copyrighted. I'll try to play over it, but hopefully that doesn't sound bad. But we can see up there in the top left, he has 4,500 health. These are pretty strong Nextbots. But the real question is, can he survive the energy ball? Yeah, it just bounces right off him. In fact, it doesn't even hurt him at all. Next up, we have the Demo Pan. So this is just the Demo Man. I get it, Demo Man, Demo Pan. Ugh. That's way cringer than anything I've ever posted in my life. But let's get a good look at him. Let's see if we can zoom in on him. So he has some interesting thing on his hat. And he has what looks to be shutter shades. And when he catches up to you, he beats you to death with a pan. I guess that's very Demo Man-esque. I don't know if Demo Man can really get a pan in Team Fortress 2. I've never really played it that much. You guys know. But I will say that they do have pretty good movement. They're not exactly the quickest NPCs slash Nextbots, but they definitely have a nice amount of health. So this guy is around 2,500. So not as much as the last one we took a look at, but still fairly strong. And now we get up to the Easter demo, and I don't know if this is out of the ordinary in Team Fortress 2, but I don't think the Demo Man should be wearing a oversized bunny outfit. But if you ever wanted to see him in it, there you go. In terms of health, he has around the same health as the Demo Man. But now we go into the Guardian Heavy. So this is the Heavy with 2,000 health. Oddly enough, weaker than any NPC Nextbot we've taken a look at in this pack so far. You'd think because he's the Heavy that he would have the most health, but anyway, let's get a good look at him. So he has some interesting mask on, and he's got his fists. We all know the Heavy. He's good with his fists. Let's see if he does one shot. He does, and he doesn't really have a soundtrack that plays, thank God, but he does say something when he kills you. And now we have Meet the Pyro. What? Oops, I forgot to delete him. Alright, here we go. Meet the Pyro. So it's the Pyro with a giant lollipop. I hope to God that is a real weapon in the game. So he usually has an axe, and I'm guessing that's a skin for the axe. And he just kind of chases you around. So that one's not really weird. The attack just has crazy knockback, and this music's getting a little loud. And in terms of health, he has 1,500 health, even lower than everything else. So I don't know why we seem to be getting lower down the numbers here, but I'm going to assume it's just because he's not really that tanky, the Pyro. But yeah, if you ever wanted the Pyro to run around with the lollipop, this is your NPC pack. Next up, we have, is that Penis? I don't know what's up with the weird sound effects, but this just looks like the regular soldier. It doesn't really have anything out of the ordinary. It looks like he's supposed to be holding something, but he's not. So this one I don't really understand all that much. He has around 2,000 health. Let's see what happens. Wow, no witty remark. Next up is Pootis Bird. What am I looking at right here? We get this interesting soundtrack. It almost sounded like a Legend of Zelda Wind Waker kind of theme going for a minute, but then it just kind of quits. Ooh, this is a nice jam. But anyway, it's freaking the Heavy with a goddamn bird for a head. I don't know why someone made this. This has to be from a mod or something. Is Freak Fortress a mod? And he says Putis when he hits you. That's where his name comes from, I'm guessing. Anyway, that's a very obnoxious soundtrack, but wait. It's still playing even though I removed him. So that's a very interesting thing with this pack, is you have to clean the entire map every time you're done with an NPC or their soundtrack will remain. Next up, we have Romance Pyro. With 1,000 health, even lower than the other Pyro. I don't understand the name though. He just looks like a regular Pyro with a strange hat. How is this romance? How is this romantic at all? He's even got his regular axe. Alright, next up we have the Samurai Demoman. Now this actually looks really cool. So, I don't know exactly what you can customize in Team Fortress 2, but if you can like make your Demoman look like this, that's pretty freaking badass. So, I might have to start playing the game a lot more. But this guy has around 1,500 health, not too much. And we finally arrived. Saxton Hale. I know Saxton's been like a staple in the Team Fortress franchise for a while. And I never thought I'd be being chased by a pretty much naked man with a hairy chest. But it's happening today. He's got 3,500 health.
Just got signed by Saxton Hale's fist.
And he pretty much smacks you to death with his fist. If only you could play as him in the game. I think that would really make it go over the top. If they just added a new class and called it Saxton or something, they should totally do that. All these Nextbots pretty much just chase you around. They don't really do a whole lot. I mean, they do have some comedic lines that they do say, and some of the soundtracks are very witty. But besides that, they do all pretty much act the same. They have different health values, but that's pretty much it. Now, one that doesn't fit the entire bill, this is actually one completely unique, is SCP-035. You know, a lot of people wanted me to take a look at this one, I believe. And, well, this isn't exactly what you had in mind, but it's something at least. So, this is SCP-35. A very creepy looking SCP. We have, let's get a close-up on this. Some creepy, almost theater-esque looking mask. And it's being awarded by some creepy, insane bald guy. Let's go ahead and see his health. He has around 2,000-ish health, so that's not really all that crazy. Let's see what happens when he does kill you, though. I'm curious. He says a line of dialogue. It's kind of echoey, but it's really hard to hear. I will say I like the soundtrack. The soundtrack's pretty good. Next up is... This is Seaman. Seaman, like sea... Oh, yeah, I get it. Oh, this is just cringy as all balls. Okay, so, he's pretty much Demoman with the massive fist, and... Oh my god, what is wrong with his face? I didn't even look at that before, but, there's something wrong with his face. Let's see if we can get a good look at it. Look at that. Imagine that running... Oh god, I didn't know he was that close. Okay, so they're a little bit quicker than they seem to be. Next up is Seal Deer. Another big-fisted. Who would have thought? Oh my god, his mouth is open too. So he's got a massive fist as well. 2,000 health for each one. Let's see what he does. Same thing, just socks you with his massive fist. Okay, now we're gonna deviate a bit again, and this is going to be from something completely unrelated. We have Slender Man. No animation. He's quick though. He's quicker than the other Nextbots. He's actually catching up to my sprint speed. Now, obviously, if you want to go faster, you jump, gain that momentum. And obviously, he won't follow you then. I mean, you know, he'll be too slow. But the point is that he is pretty quick. He's got 3,000 health, doesn't make any noise, no animation, and... he doesn't even kill you. He's incapable of killing because he gets an error for some reason. So, talk about not a very scary Slender Man. You can literally just beat him with a crowbar and he'll just sit there and take it. There's nothing you can do about it. That's the lamest Slender Man I've ever seen. What about the next one? We have Team Killer. So this is the Scout. Finally, I actually haven't seen anything of the Scout in this pack yet. Very quick. I'd even say quicker than the others. Creepy as hell mask. And he's got a bloody machete, so... you pretty much got everything you need. 3,000 health. Why does the Scout have 3,000 health? I don't exactly know if he says anything when he hits you. I was talking over it. Okay, he makes this very weird ooh sound with a lot of echo on it. Alright, last up. Here we go. The rock heavy. Okay, so it's the heavy as a rock. And rightfully so, he should have a lot of health. He's got 3,000 health. That's not too shabby. What's he say when he hits you? Nothing. He just punches you and you fly a million feet. Alright, next up, and I know you guys have probably been wondering this, how well do they work in the maze? And I did some preliminary testing and I found that they work somewhat well, but a lot of them do get stuck on the walls when they take the corners, and that kind of ends up being a deal breaker in this maze because there's a lot of corners, obviously. But let me show you what I'm talking about here. So we'll go ahead and we'll just spawn a random one. Alright, we'll spawn Demoman. So, I mean, look, so far so good. They're, again, not the fastest Nextbots. And if it was this, I mean, that's not too bad. He does end up catching up to me. But the problem persists when you go to an area even further than that. That had a lot of straight corridors. Let's go ahead and make it kind of twisty. Alright, so I've been waiting here for a little bit, and he hasn't arrived. Wonder why. Let's go investigate. So I kind of forgot which way I came. That's probably a good idea. But let's go around. I do think... There he is, see? He was stuck for a minute there. So this map does have a full navigation mesh, so it's not that. But when you go down these long corridors, it does seem to work. Especially if you're close enough to him. But when you get to a certain distance, they just stop following you. He might get me here, though. Or not. And that's the funny thing. I was right next to him. So... Oh, there he is. Okay. So I ran into him. So sadly, they do not work very well in the maze. That was the Freak Fortress 2 Nextbots pack. I hope you guys did enjoy it. So the things I liked about it. I loved how they twisted and melded these weird designs in with the Team Fortress characters. Especially the bunny outfit, that was really hilarious, and the rock heavy. But I also really liked the additions of Slenderman and an SCP. I just think that's a really weird combination, why they throw that in there. And also Saxton, who could forget Saxton? I mean, look at them look at them traps, man. Okay, no. The point is that it's a very weird pack, and I love that about it. I love those weird packs. I think they're funny. So humorous, interesting, unique designs, and they one-shot you, so they provide a lot of interesting situations in Garry's mod. But the things I don't like, and the one thing I really don't like, is that they do not work in the maze. Now that's not really too much of the fault of the Nextbots, but more so that they're just a little bit too big, or that they just for some reason get stuck. But it does seem that they just simply do not work in the maze, and I would have loved to have spawned all of them in the maze and just had a crazy horror fest of all these weird creatures coming after me. But that was not the case, so sadly, that's one thing I didn't like about it. Also, I wish that there was more variety. A lot of them tend to just kind of do the exact same thing. They run after you, they have like the same attacks. They do have interesting dialogue, some of them do. And of course they come with their own accompanying soundtracks. But for the most part, they just kind of all do the same thing. So a very samey feel between them, and they don't work in the maze. But other than that, it's a pretty awesome Nextbots pack. If you guys want a lot of Nextbots, hey, there you go. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like this, please go ahead and like this video. If you disliked it, go ahead and dislike it. Let me know. Go ahead and type me a comment down below, and also check out all the links in the description. I got my Twitter, my Patreon, my Facebook, my second channel that I don't upload to. You guys know the drill. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, though. You're really awesome for sticking through the whole video. And I want to thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, farewell.